No. Not coming through yet.
I didn't think so. Are we now?
No.
Are we now?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
You're not.
It was on before. I'm really not hearing it out there. I'm not.
There you go. Take that one.
Okay.
She's offering you the hand mic.
Try again. There we go. Okay.
Let there be voice.
Let there be voice. Good morning. I am Valerie Reeves, Spiritual Director here.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Ann Eisele, Staff Minister, and so happy to see everybody, and especially to be able to hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me. Well, welcome to the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, where we are transforming lives, building dreams, and revealing love, where all we ask is that you stay completely open to changing your life by changing your mind. Welcome home.
Welcome
Woo!
home. And just know that everybody belongs. We love the diversity. We love the opinions. We like the individuality of everyone. So, like Valerie said, welcome home.
Yeah, welcome home. So we get to come and remind ourselves of the divinity of who we are. And so let's stand and join the choir while we get to sing our celebration song, whatever the song is. I'm going to help her. I'm opening up.
And remembering, best day ever!
Best day ever. Did I forget that? I did.
I am opening up this sweet surrender to the lilies of the one. I am opening up this sweet surrender to the lilies of the one. I am opening up this sweet surrender to the lilies of the one. I am opening up this sweet surrender to the lilies.
Good morning. My name is Lillian Pederson, and I'm your MC for this morning. Here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we are an all-inclusive center of love. We recognize and celebrate each person as uniquely divine. We view each person as an individualized expression of the one spirit we in all. Together, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone. We teach and embody the science of mind principles that support our core values, which are love, healing, spiritual growth, oneness, abundance, service, diversity, and inclusivity for all. Thank you for choosing to be here. Welcome home. Thank you, everyone who's joining online today. Say hello in the chat box and let us know where you're watching from and how you're doing today. We love to connect with you and hope to see you in person soon. And now, if you're joining us for the first time, it's a very special welcome for you. We're so glad you're here, and here is the welcome packet. And if you don't have one, you can pick it up outside the door to your right at the welcome table. There's information in here about Books and More gift store, and it will be open after service today and during normal office hours during the week. All of the ways you can connect are in your program, so please take it home with you and keep it handy and connect with the office if you have any questions. And now it's time for announcements. Current events happening at our center can always be found on the concierge desk, which is to the left as you go out the doors, online through our social media platforms, and the community calendar found on our website. These are all updated regularly, so please check in often as we're always adding more events and exciting opportunities to gather at our center. Today is Second Sunday, and at 11:30, join Rev.Valerie as she shares Ernest Holmes and Science of Mind principles. This gives you an opportunity to learn, to ask questions, and to share from your own experience, and it's always a lot of fun. There is no board meeting next Sunday. No board meeting next Sunday. Okay. Instead, next Sunday after the service, please plan on staying for 15 to 20 minutes. We'll be stacking and moving chairs in preparation for the Healthy Spirit Fest Fair. Many hands make light work. Please stay after and help as you are able. We appreciate it. The women's group is meeting tomorrow, September 15th at 10:30. Join in with this loving and supportive group of women. Bunko has been rescheduled and new dates will be announced soon. Raise your joyful voice and sing karaoke this Friday, September 19th, starting at 6 o'clock. Bring a snack to share and have some fun, and it is lots of fun. And you don't have to sing. You can come and have fun and listen, too. All right. Let's join our spiritual community by joining in the garden party with Frank this Saturday, September 20th at 8 a.m., bringing your favorite tools and a shade hat for yourself. Thank you all who are supporting the Healthy Spirit Fair. Join us Saturday, September 27th for our 23rd semi-annual event. If you know anyone who would make a great vendor, we have a few more spots available, and we thank everyone who volunteers because it really is a wonderful event for our center, and it's a community outreach so people know that we're here and what we have to offer. If you think of it, bring a friend with you to enjoy the fun. Lots of fun, win-win, and join as you're able. As a reminder, our practitioner team is here to serve you every Sunday. You can find the prayer request box in the garden room or see the practitioner of the day right after the service near the piano for a quick spiritual mind treatment, which in the Science of Mind philosophy is our affirmative prayer. Our practitioners are here to know the truth for you and work with you as you change your thinking to change your life. Thank you, practitioners, for your service. We appreciate you. And now I welcome all who would like to join in hugs and handshakes. This is a great time to greet each other, hug or handshake, or you may remain in your seat. The choice is yours. Take it away, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. And as everybody gets back to their seats, hugs and handshakes, we're going to do this again at the end of the service. But we have another room to do it in. Well, good morning again. I'm Reverend Ann Eisele. I'm the practitioner of the day today. And up on the screen, will you join me in our affirmation? I will read it once, and then if you would join me for 2 more times. I think it's coming. Here it is. I am patient and gentle with myself. I am patient and gentle with myself. Come on. I am patient and gentle with myself. This is serious. It's not laughing. We are patient and gentle. I have to keep saying it, right? So now it's time to read Ernest Holmes' prayer together. It's going to be up on the screens, or it's also in our program, or in your programs. So it's, I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, wealthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. And now it's our contemplation time. So I invite you just to relax, breathe, enjoy the moment. And once again, remember, you are patient and gentle with yourself. So take it away, Chris. Lori will now join me in lighting the flames of faith. We perform the Flames of Faith ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people and faiths, all beings, come from one great universal presence we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious through and the experience which we honor here today. We light the first candle for Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic tradition, honoring the belief and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ conscious as a path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring devotion to prayer and path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, acknowledging all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and belong here. And as Lori lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing they have the experience of spiritual's eternal love. And I invite you to close your eyes or take a nice soft gaze at the lovely flower arrangement or another that just relaxes. And as we breathe in that presence of God, that one source, that divine spirit that is in and through everything, everyone. It surrounds us, it engulfs us, it lifts us. That spirit that is in nature and in the sun and the glitter of the desert. And I know that I am one with God. And I know, and I speak my word, that we are all one with God, children of God. And the light of love just flows through and around and through us. And I know that I am patient and gentle with myself. And I know that my love is like a light of beacon, a beacon of love. And I let the world reveal to me what is mine. And I let the world heal from all that takes place, knowing that truth and love is always revealed. That hope and faith, it's what's ours. It's what this teaching is about. It's knowing that we create the life we want to live. And I am so grateful for this breath of God. And I'm so grateful for Chris and the choir and their lovely voices as they uplift us with their talent of music. And I'm so grateful for Rev.Valerie, for I know her message will inspire and guide us into the second service, that we get to interact and really come together as a community to go a little bit deeper in our thoughts, go a little bit deeper in how we feel, and go a lot deeper in how it is sensed and felt in the body. And with that, I just release this into the universe, into that law that always says yes. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you.
Rev.Valerie.
Thank you. Okay, picture this. It is 1938. You are born. Let's say that you are. And here you are. You're listening to the radio. You have no cell phone. You maybe have a phone, but probably not. You're listening to the radio. This is like the means of hearing everything. And all of a sudden, you hear the announcer say, we bring to you the music of Random Requilla and his orchestra from Meridian Room in Park Plaza Hotel, New York City. And then all of a sudden, another voice comes on and says, ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program. Reports are coming in from observatories around the world. Explosions have been seen on the surface of Mars. The cause is unknown. As another field reporter comes in and says, I'm speaking to you from Growers Mill, New Jersey, where a strange cylinder has fallen in a farmer's field. It's enormous, about 30 yards across. The crowd here is restless. Wait, something is happening. The top is beginning to unscrew. Good heavens, a creature is emerging. It's horrible, tentacles glistening, eyes black, grinding its teeth. It's wrestling some kind of, we're losing them. We're unable to establish further communication. Martial law has been declared in New Jersey. Citizens are advised to remain indoors. This may be the last broadcast you hear. God help us all. Yeah. Some people remember this. You weren't there to remember that. I'm knowing that. But stories of it went on and on and on about Martians had landed, and people were in hysteria. It was just a story that was on the radio, and the way they broadcasted it made it seem as though Martians had really landed, and we are all going to die. True story. And the stories went on bigger, that there were riots, that there were crazy people hoarding stuff, grabbing stuff, and people that were committing suicide. Now, they found that people did not really commit suicide, but there was a lot of upheaval in this whole thing that was happening. What stories are you believing? Because sometimes we're buying into stories that aren't true. And then we Google search to make sure, is this true? Because maybe this isn't true. So it's probably good that we double check to make sure, is this true? Is this not true? So we want to make sure that we are telling stories that we like about ourselves. Did any of you throughout the years ever go to EST or Landmark Forum? Okay, some of us went to Landmark Forum. It was like a weekend. A purpose-filled life is kind of what it was about. And they were having you go through processes, because I was required to go to it. Dr. David Bruner said, all of my students will take this course. It was a whole weekend course, and I kind of went in there grudgingly, but I learned some things. Because they had two circles. It's like one circle is, here's what actually happened. And then overlapping that circle is, here's our story about what happened, right? Because sometimes the story about what really happened, we think is the truth. If any of you have siblings and you have a story about when you were kids, they saw it this way, you saw it that way, and it's like, that didn't happen at all. And we remember it so correctly, right? And maybe sometimes we get into arguments about how it was. And so being aware of what stories are you entertaining. Is it something that's uplifting you and uplifting your world? So at the end of the Landmark Forum this weekend, where I learned about, the stories that we tell, and sometimes we think that this is the truth. And here's what happens when we create a story, is that we have a belief system then, and then we find all of the evidence to support that belief system, also known as BS, our belief system, right? So we're finding all the evidence to support it. Because the minute you have a belief system about something, trust me, you will see it out there in the world, because we are like magnets. Not maggots, as Judy thought I said earlier, but we are like magnets. We are magnets to whatever we're believing and thinking, and that vibrational energy comes. But at the end of the weekend, they said, life is pointless, and we have no purpose. So, okay, life is something to be this is what Ernest Holmes said, life is not something to be endured, it is something to be lived in joy, in fullness, without limit. However, there is that thought out there that life is pointless. However, Neil Donald Walsh says, and that's the greatest gift. Life is pointless. Life is meaningless until we give it meaning. Life doesn't say, you have to go do this. Now, maybe if you're in another country, they might say you have to become this or you have to become that, or if you're in a family, you have to go run the family business. However, we still have choice. So we get to have choices about things, that there's no definite point. We don't come into this world with a rule book that says, here's the rules. I think I talked about that last week in the game of life, that it's the only game that we play that we have to come and discover the rules. We discover that there are some rules like gravity. It's happening for everyone. It works the same for you and for me. It's the same thing as law of cause and effect. What you put out is what you put in. Data in, data out. And that's what we bring to us. So we want to hardwire our computer of our mind and our being that we are healthy, we are whole, we are perfect just as we are, and just as we aren't. So as I was thinking about purpose, I thought, well, I better go back to the 4 agreements, because they're really good agreements to remember. And the first one is be impeccable with your word. How many of you have read the 4 agreements by Don Ruiz? Okay. I believe we have a few copies in the bookstore. It's a great book because it gives us basically 4 agreements to live by. I'm going to break them down, but I'll say them first. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. And always do your best. So the first one, be impeccable with your word. We want to speak integrity. We want to make sure that we are saying what we mean. I like to under-promise and over-deliver, you know? It's going to get done by Saturday, but really I'm going to get it done by Wednesday so that I've over-delivered. So we want to be impeccable with our words, not saying something if we don't mean it. And that goes on to say, use the power of your words in the direction of truth and love. Avoid using words to speak against yourself or gossip about others. Now, I know nobody in here ever gossips about other people, right? There is no shade happening in here. Oh, the shade. So being mindful of gossip, because trust me, back in the day, I used to want to hear everybody's gossip. It's like, Dish, tell me what's happening. What's going on? I was the one that you would call, especially in my family. Oh, yeah, we always go to you when we want to hear what's going on, what's the gossip, what's the dish. And so I would be dishing out all of this different stuff, add a little something on it, because we've got to embellish the story, right? And what I found is that wasn't really working for me, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't feel so good about myself if I've talked negative about anyone else. And I know a few weeks ago I had talked about Lillian, who had shared about her mother, who would, if somebody was gossiping, she would say the opposite. Oh, you have that experience? I find them very delightful. They're such a nice person. She would change the conversation. It's either change the conversation or step out of the conversation. Because being in the conversation or even listening to the conversation when somebody else is talking bad about someone else is the same as participating in it. It's like, oh, got a lot to do. I'll talk to you later. But I'm not going to talk to you later if you're dishing about someone else. Is there a way we can bring them full circle and say something different? Because here's what's happening in everyone's reality. They're right. And this is what happens in life. We have, different religions. Everybody thinks theirs is right. We have different political aspirations or ideas, and everyone thinks theirs is right, and why don't they understand me? Mine is right. How could they not see it? Which always takes me back to James Farthing III. He was one of the students in my practitioner class when I was taking classes. I actually called it group therapy because it really felt like that. It's where I got to come and share my stories and get rid of some of the stuff I was holding on to. And I had been working with the youth director. I was her assistant. I did not see eye to eye with her at all. I have 4 children. She only has 1. I think I know a little more than her, right? So I went to my friend, James Farthing III, and I'm telling him this big story about what's happening and how wrong she is. And he looked at me and said the greatest words in the world, "You're right." Yeah. And then he added on, in your reality. Yes, in your reality, you are right. And in her reality, she's absolutely right. Right? We always think we're right, and we get on that righteous high horse that I'm right and they're wrong. But what if we got into the curiosity? Interesting that they think that way. So being in that space of, I don't have to push my opinion on anyone else. Here's what I believe, and here's why I believe it, and I feel good with that. It's what resonates with me. Everyone has something that resonates with them. Hallelujah. Life is pointless. We weren't pointed to say you have to be this way or you have to be that way. It's God's greatest gift. It's Spirit's gift that we all get to come here, uniquely individualized, beautiful expressions of life. The next thing Don Ruiz talks about is don't take anything personal. How many of you have ever taken something personal? Even a look or a glance, we might take that personal. Oh, they are mad at me because look at them just not even talking to me. And maybe they're just in their own little world. So not taking it personal because it's always about the other person. It's not about us. It's about them. And if we did something, it's like, okay, clean that up in me, universe. If I did anything to offend, let me clean it up. Let me have some apologies. Let me see the highest and best in everyone, but I am not going to take the blame when somebody has stepped into victim mentality and said, you did this to me. This is all your fault. I can't take that on. I have to let it go. And remember what Terry Cole Whitaker, great Science of Mind minister, said in her book, what you think of me is none of my business. I have to be honest, I haven't read the whole book because the title says it all. What you think of me is none of my business. Whether you think I'm the highest of the high or the lowest of the low, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what I say to myself when the other person stops talking. Oh my God, they're right. How did they know? Or I could be thinking, wow, they do not know who I am. Right? So not standing on a righteous high horse, but it's like, okay, there's a misunderstanding. I don't have to get in there and try to dig and worm my way through it to make them see me in a different light. People are going to see me in the light that they're going to see me, and all I can do is the best that I can do. So not taking it personal. And when people are going through hard times, and maybe I made the mistake and that put them on a different road, maybe I dropped the nail on the ground and their tire ran it over and I'm taking all the blame for it. Put it down. Everyone gets to live their own life, so I don't have to take responsibility for anybody else's emotions or anyone else stepping into the victim mentality. All I can do is encourage them and see them in the highest light. Love is always the answer. Love is always the answer. Let me love them to another level. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and what others do is a projection of their own reality. When you are immune to others' opinions and actions of others, you won't be a victim of needless suffering. Sometimes we just put ourselves through it, don't we? And we just suffer with the thought of, it's all my fault. When my second-born graduated college and he got his degree in psychology, and we had a conversation about, how I could have done better. I just love the conversation. It's changed now, it has. So when we had the conversation about, we're always, I'm coming to him humbly. I'm always doing the best I can with my emotional and mental status at the time. He's like, no, you could have done better. I'm like, yeah. And if I could have done better, trust me, I would have done better. So now I'll continue to do better. And part of it is communication. Let's just communicate what your needs are versus what I'm bringing to the table. Because he did improv one time, and he had gum in his mouth, and I thought it was my business to tell him, when you get on stage, you shouldn't have gum. And he's like, excuse me, you are my mother. That is the role you will be playing in this lifetime. This is my coach. He'll be telling me what to do up on stage. I'm like, oh, duly noted. Yes, I stepped out of my lane. My lane was mom. And my job is to love him just as he is and just as he isn't, and with gum in his mouth on stage, whatever. So loving people in our lives just as they are, and do I need to step into a different role with them? Sometimes, and sometimes no. Especially when I'm his mom and all he wants me to do is just love him. So that was a great lesson. And the next one is don't make assumptions, because sometimes we assume. And I think we all know what happens when we make assumptions, when we assume, right? Yep, okay, because there's you and me in there. Find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. So not making assumptions, because sometimes we assume because somebody made a face at us that they're mad at us. Maybe they have gas. I don't know. I know that was so inappropriate. But all I'm thinking is a baby sometimes makes just certain faces, and it's like, okay, that's what it is. And so not assuming that it has anything to do with us. And so loving ourselves through every process and communicating with ease and grace and love and kindness. And the fourth agreement is always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy versus sick. Simply do the best under any circumstances, and you will avoid self-judgment and self-abuse and regret. Handle ourselves with care. I remember years ago when I was doing the youth up in San Jose, and a father brought his little girl, and he passed her on to me, and he said, she's having one of those days. She's fragile today. Some days we're a little more fragile. We've been through stuff, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, or physically. And so having the guts and the courage to honor ourselves and say, you know what, I'm having one of those fragile days. I'm just a little fragile today. And doing whatever it takes to take care of yourself. Because a lot of times we put a lot of commitments up on our roster. I got to do this. I got to do that. I'm committed to this. This is my responsibility. Instead of calling in sick, or instead of calling someone and say, sorry, I know we were going to do this, but I'm not going to be able to. I got to take care of me today. It's a fragile day. And also tuning in with that so that we're not lying to ourselves. Because regardless of anything else going on, you want to tell the truth to yourself. Am I just trying to hide from something? Do I not want to have a confrontation? Am I pulling myself back? Am I hibernating away from everything? And trust me, after COVID, I saw this happen with a lot of people. It was really challenging to come back out into the world. Even my sister, who tends to be very loud and talks all the time, she's like, I noticed myself holding myself back and not coming out and being vibrant. Because we went into that hibernation time, and now coming back out, ooh, that was a little scary. So making sure that we're tuning in with ourselves. And for me, the best time to do that is in the morning. It's like do my meditation, do my treatment, know that all is well and release it, and then tune in. It's like, what's happening? How am I feeling? What do I want out of this day? What is my intention? My intention is usually playfulness, laughter, fun. How many of you are having fun in life? Woohoo! Sometimes, and sometimes we hold ourselves back because we got all these things to do. So it's like, okay, put it on your calendar. Have fun. Make sure it's part of every day. Have some laughter. Making sure that we're kicking in those good endorphins. I do have to admit, normally after I get done with all my stuff, then I start looking on Instagram and seeing either babies with animals and, just the interaction, or babies laughing, or pets doing silly tricks. So finding something that makes you laugh and brings you joy, even for just a few minutes every day. And then setting that intention and just watching it unfold. Recently, it has been in this month. Today's the 14th. Oh, time is flying by. But I visited 2 homes that were for sale, and they had both sold. Yay, woo! I'm taking credit for that. That is my reality. That is because it's like, okay, I'm going to do a blessing. And there's the thoughts of, in this economy, a house is going to sell. It's like, oh my gosh, yes. Putting love into that room, putting love into that yard. sold, 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 knowing all is well. And I know it's a collaborative, it's an all thing. However, I like to take credit for it because I was there. So taking credit for things to make you feel good, do it. Oh, that baby smiled because I smiled at it. Oh, that person smiled because I smiled at them. Give what you want to get. Give love, always the answer. I have another quote here. I'm trying it. Let's see. Can I do it? Okay, thank you. And thank you, Miss Marina, for helping out today. You're awesome. Yay, Marina. Let's give it up for her. There is nothing in the universe that limits you or could desire to limit you. There is nothing in the universe that withholds from you, because in doing so, it would withhold from itself. You are part of its purpose. Spirit seeks, urges, and pushes you to fulfill itself. Spirit is pushing us to all be individualized expressions, not to just sit around and do nothing, but to express in a way that feels right. And only you know what that is. It's like, what is mine to do today? Maybe to sing, to say hello to someone, to send a thank you card to someone. What is mine to do today? Beat the drums, call somebody, give some love, or even just go to the mirror and give some love to yourself. Yesterday we did part 2 of Designing Your Legacy, and I was thinking about my mom a lot, because I used to think in life I would get so frustrated because having deep conversations was not something she would want to do. And I used to just think, why doesn't she just love herself more? You spot it, you got it. So it's like, well, why don't I just go to the mirror and remind myself that? Why don't you just love yourself more? You know why? Because we know the good, the bad, the ugly of everything we've done, and then we hold it against ourselves and we beat ourselves up with it by repeating stories in our mind of coulda, woulda, shoulda, wish I woulda. So today we get the opportunity to put that stuff down and to move forward and say, yes, life is expressing through me as me. I am not a victim of circumstances. I am charting my course for love, for peace, for harmony, for goodness. Because we can. Next quote, let's see if it goes. Is it going to go? Okay, no, went too far. Okay, we both went. I'll stop. We are individualized centers of God consciousness, free to use the law in any way we choose. There's a spiritual law happening. Seeds that we plant are what's going to grow. What we put out must come back. It's the universal boomerang. So we want to be mindful of what every thought is a prayer, every word is a prayer, every song is a prayer. Yeah, there may be some songs I'm not singing, some songs that maybe we want to be careful about singing. So making sure that we're putting out good words so that good things are coming back to us and that we're loving ourselves to the next level in everything that we do. I don't have this as a quote, but I thought it was important. Because, well, the gift of choice, we have the gift of choice because life has no predetermined point. We are free to choose and create our own. That is the greatest gift. If God gave life a fixed point, then we would be bound to fulfill that role like actors stuck in a role. Instead, God's Spirit, whatever you choose to call it, leaves the canvas black, and we get to point the way. We are the actor, the director, the producer, the writer of our own life. So if you're not loving your story, write a new story. And if you are loving your story, add to it. Let's do more. Let's have more fun, more playfulness. And let's make this the best day ever. Yes. And so it is. All right. So the choir's going to come on up, and we're going to contemplate, how do I make my life better? What else can I do in this life to love myself higher, higher? And what things have I maybe been hiding from myself that I want to do and express? And while I'm sending all that love, I'm going to a wedding in Cancun this week, so that is Best day ever, yes. So Reverend Ann Eisele will be speaking next week, and knowing that good things are happening for all of us. All right, choir.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. It's your spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. It's your spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom, and beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. It's your spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom, and beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. It's pure spirit. Who we are. It's pure spirit. And who we are. It's pure spirit.
Beautiful. Thank you, choir. That was beautiful. I love that song. Because we do. We come here to remember. So as the ushers are coming forward, it is that time for giving, knowing that as we give, we absolutely do receive, knowing that we are blessed to have this space to be able to come together in love and goodness and remembering who we are. So let's say our giving affirmation all together. Coming up. Giving. So I don't have it memorized. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
Sorry.
knowing that we are divinely blessed, that we just say, thank you, thank you, thank you, that life is good and life is very good, that as we give, we receive abundantly, overflowing, as we just say yes, yes, yes to the goodness, yes to life, yes to the unfoldment. And so it is. Thank you, ushers. And I think we have a little one back there, but they may not have got the memo yet. So quick reminder that we do have second service at 11:30. I made PB&J and chili, and I know that Lori brought some crackers and cheese, and there's so many good things out there, plus great conversation. So we can have a great conversation and then come back in here at 11:30, or if we won't see you until the next time, so long, farewell. We love you. All right, so we all stay in our spaces, stand. We can hold hands across the aisles if you choose, but we will all stand. Choir's going to stay up here with me as we do our closing song, and a reminder that the prayer circle is happening with Reverend Ann right after service. We are not circling up, we are just doing lines across. Lines across. It's a new day, it's a new way, it's how we do it now. All right, so as we stand. Yes, anything.